Hello, Raider fans. This is Andrew Miller, voice of your Roane County Raiders, inviting you to join us for another exciting week of Raider football on WVRC 104.7 FM. Last week, the Raiders made quick work of Lewis County en route to a 49-0 victory, improving the Raiders to 3-0 on the season. This week, the Raiders finally head home to County Stadium. This week, the Raiders finally head back home to the friendly confines of County Stadium as they welcome Braxton County. Raider football is brought to you by these community-minded sponsors: Roane General Hospital, McIntosh Hardware, Furniture, and Appliance, Jack Garrett Ford, Ashley Insurance, S2F Construction, Joel Baker Law, PLLC, Paramount Surveying, Route 33 Steakhouse, Miller's Suds and Sales, Roane Self Storage, Crazy Little Mamas, APS, Air Production and Services Inc., Circle S Farms, Roane Jackson Technical Center, Old Fences Realty, Backwood Ramblings, Stats Pharmacy, Erica Moore for House of Delegates, Honest Fred's Flooring, D&D Motors, Hildreth Supply, Family Healthcare, Groves Auto, Ward Depew Realty, Penna's Barbershop, Norman L. Daniels State Farm Agent, Armna Supply, Juliana Penfold for House of Delegates, ECI Environmental Compliance Inc., Carpenter's General Store, Mini Hamilton Health Systems, Poca Valley Bank, Spencer McDonald's, Rich Top Rentals, Spencer Cash Saver, Brandon Dental, DW Excavating LLC, Spencer Pizza Hut, Kirby Insurance, Calhoun Banks, and the Player of the Game Award, sponsored by Willard C. Starcher Auto Parts. Join us this Friday night. Pregame coverage begins at 7 o'clock, and kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. right here on your sports leader, WVRC 104.7 FM.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of all Roane County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
I like that funky music. Is there a song? No wonder John Penno's ears are bleeding. Your headset was quite loud there, Bub. I do apologize for that.
It was. I don't know if I'll be able to get through the show. The rest of the show.
Penna is done now. His brain is bleeding.
I'm going to be talking really loud.
All right. Hey, we welcome you guys inside the Route 33 Steakhouse for the Raider Review, episode number 5. Tell you what, it was panic mode for me just about 10 minutes ago. I've been at the mercy, John Penna, of some really, really bad technological problems over the last 2 weeks. I have been so stressed about many, many things.
Yeah, things that I cannot help you with because technically savvy, not me.
Well, I'm one of those people that I just expect things to work. And when they don't, I immediately go into panic and chaos mode. Yeah. Because I don't often have our tech people with us,
right?
Especially during these shows. And so when I get a message that says, and I kid you not, on our software, it said, oops, whoops, something failed on OBS. And at that point, I don't know what to do. So I was hair on fire. Everybody panic. There's a bear wild in the building. I tell you, it was rough. But we got on just a little bit late. That's why we are coming on a little bit late, folks. We do apologize for that. But that's the only thing to be negative about right now. Roane County, in many, many sports, having a great week of sporting events. Go to the middle school, to the high school level. A lot of sports having a lot of success. We don't have a lot of numbers for you guys this week. There are a lot of things that were last minute. So we do have some things that we will talk some actual statistics for. But again, we're going to jump right into, once we're done with that, jump right into the game last week for Rome County High School's football team, a dominating victory. And we will preview the upcoming broadcast as well, coming up Friday night. And a good sign, we were worried because it is now already 7:15 and Coach Burdett was not in the building. I do see family, though. So hopefully that means he's on his way, because if he's not, we did not forget his burger and fries, but they are going to get cold if he doesn't get here soon.
I might not let him get cold. I might hammer that burger myself.
Yeah, I tell you, it's going to sit there. You guys can see it in the corner of the screen over there.
We'll make sure to zoom in when Coach Burdett gets here.
Zoom in on his face while we're talking. We do welcome you guys into Route 33 Steakhouse. Again, we'll be here all year. We invite you guys to come down. If you're in town, Don Sampson, good evening from Florida.
Yeah.
He is not in town, but if you're in town, we invite you to come down here and enjoy the show with us. Ask some questions. We're going to do trivia again. I've got some WVRC koozies to give away again here tonight. And we are going to give them away with some screaming loud questions in between each break that we can get to.
Got a pretty good crowd tonight, though.
Yeah, very solid crowd. I will look at people before I say their names so I don't give away things if they're not wanting to be, number one, on camera, or number two, recognized here. So let's get right into it. Real quickly, Lady Raider Volleyball, they have had, just a tough schedule, number one. They have been at it basically for the last 2.5 weeks straight. They did 2 weekend tournaments with 6 teams apiece playing in 6 different events. They also hit the road last Tuesday. They went to Clay County to face off against the Lady Panthers, and they also had a quad scheduled for last Thursday. Now, that got canceled, but they did make the trip to Charleston Catholic just to find out that it had been moved.
Right.
They and the officials both did not know what was happening.
They showed up at the same time like, hey, where's everybody else?
Well, I have been assured now by Coach Shandy White that they, as in Charleston Catholic, are very apologetic, and they are going to make it up by coming to Spencer for a match at some point. But the Lady Raiders most recently were in action last night. They were over at Ravenswood for a quad. That was on WVRC. We don't have any statistics from it, but they faced off against a very, very tough AAA team with not the best record at St. Albans. And they lost to St. Albans 25-19, 25-14 in the best of 3. They faced off against Ravenswood, who, by the way, right now is one of the best teams in Class AA in volleyball. Ravenswood now 17-3, I believe, after last night. Maybe 18-3, I'm not sure. They lost to them 25-16, 25-15, and then they faced off against a team in James Monroe who came 3.5 hours up north to this game. They were 16-2 coming into that, and they walked out 18-3. They did lose to Ravenswood, but Roane County took them to the limits, 25-23. Roane County won the first set and then lost the second set 25-21 and 15-4. One of the things that I really enjoyed about this young Roane County volleyball squad is, John, they got better each and every match. They did not perform very well against St. Albans. To their own credit, they say that. They got a little bit better against Ravenswood, up their level of play, and then played tremendously in the first 2 sets against the James Monroe team that is one of the best as well in Class AA.
Yeah, just those records alone from Ravenswood and James Monroe, that's pretty tough.
Yeah, good to see Coach Paul Burdett decided to grace us with his presence.
We'll get Katie to fix that camera.
Yeah, we'll get Katie to fix that camera here in just a second so everybody doesn't have to watch. Actually, Katie, can you zoom in on Coach Burdett's mouth while he's eating this burger and fries? That would be. I made sure to order you a burger.
We're going to double him up this week.
Yeah, he by the way, there's another burger coming here in a minute. He ate a bologna sandwich. Good evening to everybody who's tuning in online. Jim Dean said good evening. Yeah, he's there. Oh, Jim Dean said this is the first home game that he will have missed since 2020. He's got COVID. Sorry to hear that, Jim. Hope that you get better soon. Anthony Browning, what's up? Angie Burdett sent him a pic. So she sent you a pic as you were walking in the door of your quickly cold getting.
All right, now you're free to hammer that burger.
Yeah, you are off view. Now it's just us.
Thanks, man.
Pigpen tuning in from Port Huron, Michigan tonight. And Deanna Brown and Sampson, hello, everybody out there. Keep sending us those messages. We do appreciate that. So, Lady Raider Volleyball, they have a much-needed 6-day break. They have got to rest and recover. They'll get back to practice, obviously, but that game situation, they are going to be off until next Monday. They will host a quad next Monday, by the way. I'll be there with coverage whenever that one begins, probably around 5 or 5:30. So it was a tough outing for them going 0-for-3, but other than that, a lot of great things for Roane County. Let's go into cross-country. The Raider cross-country team was in action this past Saturday as they traveled the short trip over to Calhoun County's park, and they had one heck of a cross-country meet. Let's just talk about this. On the boys' side of things, they had 4 top 10 finishers of 4 racers, and they were led by Noah Bragg, who finished second in the Invitational with a time of 20 minutes, 18.9 seconds. Jimmy Lance right behind him in 5th place with a time of 21 minutes, 42.3 seconds. Finishing 6th, 1 position behind Jimmy, was Mac Webb with a time of 22 minutes, 5 even. Right behind Mac Webb was Nick Taylor, who finished 7th with a time of 22 minutes, 47.10 seconds. And Nick, boy, I tell you, he's been a busy bee. We'll talk about him again here in just a second. On the girls' side, we had a champion from the Invitational, and the girls, all 5 runners finished in the top 10.
That's awesome.
In this event. They were led by the superior sophomore Addie Taylor, who finished as the first-place ladies finisher, champion of the Calhoun County Invitational, a time of 24 minutes, 57.3 seconds. Finishing 5th was Josie Cox, time of 29 minutes, 52.8 seconds. Finishing 8th and 9th and 10th, respectively, right back beside each other. Lillian Sotomayor, Olivia Lincolnlager, and Leanne Oberster. Sotomayor, a time of 34:57.90, 35:06.90 for Lincolnlager, and 37:01.40 for Oberster. So if we think about team standings, I didn't catch the team finals. I would imagine Roane County probably got close to winning that.
Yeah, I didn't catch the team either. But one thing I want to talk about real quick is Lillian Sotomayor. She's now just getting back into playing sports because previous year during soccer, so she had to have surgery on that. She's healed up now, and you can see her times are dropping. So good things to come from that young lady.
I just hated to see that because, she was in the springtime was probably picked to be one of the better short distance runners in track and field. Had to miss that whole season and has come back as a senior. She's in cross country. Don't know what her plans are other than this cross country season, John. I don't know.
I've been trying to talk her into wrestling.
Wrestling. Okay.
Many times. And also, she's going to be back for track. But, no, Boo and I have had the conversation about her wrestling. She's just not biting yet. I told her she could beat up on Freebird.
Yeah. I don't know. That'd be pretty tough to do. So, anyways, congratulations to both of the cross-country teams. A tremendous meet this past Saturday. And, again, will they be in action this coming Saturday as well?
Yeah, I think they're going to be in Ripley this weekend.
Oh, the Covered Bridge Invitational. Mm-hmm. Is that what they call that thing?
Yeah.
I think I remember that. We've done this show enough now to believe we know what we're talking about. How about the Roane County High School Raider golf team? It just seems like every year we talk about this team, John, they get better and better as the season progresses, and they put it together right at the end when the LKCs, the regionals come together. And here we are. It's already LKC Conference Championship time. Before we talk about the finish they had there, they did have a meet last week at Glenville's Golf Club. Had 4 teams in it. Roane County finished runner-up in that one, led by Jaden Webb. I'll get it right eventually. Jaden Webb with a 38, Lucas Hall with a 42, Darren Raines with a 43, Nick Taylor, who we just spoke of, with a 44, 48 for Tyson Watson, and Carter Kinder with a 57. So you see those numbers.
Yeah.
Those the early season 45s and 46s are now in the 30s and low 40s for these guys. And so they finished runner-up there. That was kind of a tune-up for them before the LKC Championships, who just took place on Monday over at, I guess you could call it Roane County's home away from home, Mingo Bottom.
Yeah.
And Roane County did what they do. They finished runner-up to St. Mary's, who was won it, I couldn't tell you how many times. St. Mary's finished with a team total of 307. Roane County in second with a score of 325, and they were led by the two you would expect them to lead the way, and that is Jaden Webb, who shot a blistering 79 on the course. Lucas Hall right behind him with an 80. Those two gentlemen are once again all conference LKC golfers. So congratulations once again to Jaden Webb and Lucas Hall. Also, look at these scores. Darren Rains and Nick Taylor both coming in with a score of 83, and then Tyson Watson coming in with a 104. So not only two repeat all LKC golfers, but another runner-up finish in the conference tournament.
Yeah, I'd like to think that maybe we had a hand in that. You know, they've golfed with us a few times on Monday evenings, and maybe picked up a thing or two from me.
Well, I hope they've not picked anything up from us on these Monday night scrambles. And again, if they learned how to trash talk, I hope they don't use that
right
on the course during those events.
Absolutely. No, it was a great time. Monday evenings getting to play with those young men. They're a lot of fun, and they love to dog us when and they love to beat us so badly.
They do beat us terribly, and they let us know about it terribly. It's crazy. So again, another great event for Coach Bubba Kendall in the LKC Conference Tournament, and of course they are now gearing up towards regional play as well. We'll be following that as it comes up. John Penna, middle school football. I know there's not a lot of information for it, but we do have both teams. Did they both play this past week?
They did. I don't have the score from Walton, but they did get beat by GW. If anybody's out there, George Washington Middle School. Walton just, they keep grinding. They've got some tough games ahead of them, and they've had some tough games already. So look for those guys to hopefully get on the winning track. But Spencer Middle School lost their first game of the season. They lost to the Calhoun County Red Devils. That was a great game. You were over there for that. I was over there, and Coach Burdett was in the on the hillside working on his tan, I believe. But yeah, it was a good game. We just came out and couldn't get that one. Calhoun won the game 21-16. One of the things I'm proud about is that our guys did not give up. They fought the whole time and ended up scoring there late in that fourth quarter and had an opportunity maybe to get another one in, but time wasn't on our side. Rushing-wise, Cody Howard, he had a really nice game, 6 carries for 29 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brock Williams with 9 carries for 35 yards. Let's see, Wyatt Lawson with 5 carries for a yard. Chase Pinson, 2 carries for 14 yards. Passing-wise, Williams was he was 8 for 12 and a touchdown. 1 interception, and no, he did throw a touchdown. No, it wasn't him that threw the touchdown. It was Wyatt Lawson that threw the 2-point conversion to Brogan Burdett in that game. So tackling wise, Cody Howard had 8 tackles, tackle for a loss. Lawson with 7 tackles, tackle for a loss. Williams with 3 tackles and an interception. Pinson with 6 tackles. Caden Penna with 4. Jackson Miller with 4, Eli Simmons with 2, Taven Penna with 2, Lennox Wolf with 1, and Joe Kuhn with a tackle. So Spencer Middle School is in action again tomorrow evening, and that's going to be at County Stadium as we take on the Ravenswood Red Devils.
Well, very close to home. That'll be nice, but that'll get you out of work because we got work to do for this weekend's golf tournament. That's all right.
I'll be in the stands.
You'll be in the stands playing proud dad. Let's hope your newly crowned teenager son has a good game.
He's a teenager. He better have a good game. Now that he's a teenager, he gets roughed up even worse.
I got to say happy birthday to Taven Penna. He is one of the birthday. Also, there's a birthday lady over there, Josh Downey's mom, her birthday as well. Lots of birthdays today. I'll make you run through all those.
Yeah, Colton Starcher.
I was going to say
football player.
I was going to say you don't have to run
Well, I was just wanting to give the football flavor to it.
What John wants to do is prove that he's got a steel trap mind, which he does. So
I'm just good with numbers. Matter of fact, I think it was last Friday, Scotty Saunders was in, and we were talking about how Justin and I's kids are all the same ages, so we'll be at graduations together and stuff. And he was asking how old I was, and I told him how old I was, and he's like, "Well, Justin's that's his, he's the same age as you. I'm like, well, yeah, we graduated together. His birthday's May 9th. And he was like, yeah, it is. How I remember that, we were in 4th grade. I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I could not tell you on that one. So congratulations to Spencer Middle for a hard-fought game. They got another one, tough battle tomorrow night. Did you check the Walton? Do they have a game this week as well?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find here. They don't have the little side note.
I missed that.
Yep.
Not
sure who they play this week, but we will be rooting on the Tigers anyways.
Tell Jim about that. So hey, bring that back, please, if you don't mind.
That helps us out.
Speaking of football, the Roane County High School JV team had a nice victory most recently on the road this past Monday night at Wirt County High School. Got a big victory for assistant coach for the high school and head JV coach Steve McGinnis.
Yes.
Man, it seems like yesterday the dude was playing.
Right. I was losing my mind when he was taking jet sweeps and returning kickoffs against Bridgeport in the playoffs. But, yeah, big win, 27-0 for them as they went to Wirt County and won that game. Also, tip our cap to Coach Roberts and Coach Shadrack Greathouse there as well. I know Javon Letourneau had a big game. He had, I think, 3 or 4 touchdowns in the game as they won 27-0. I also heard that Christian Hall may have picked a pass off there. So those are the stats that we have as of right now. And congratulations to those JV guys going 1-0 right now.
By the way, Jace Miller's dad, Elliot, says Walton goes to Richwood this week. So long trip.
I remember making that long trip.
Yeah,
long trip down there. You get to see the big old guy. You'll get to see Paul Bunyan with the axe.
Yeah, absolutely. William Harper said his grandson, who is Javon Letourneau, 4 touchdowns in that game, including a pair of interceptions.
All right, William Harper's our sideline reporter from here on out.
We'll take it. We'll take the sideline reporting whenever we can get it. So that's what we have for all of the other sports around Roane County. Let's do a giveaway, John. Let's do a trivia question.
Let's do it.
I figured it out since John Penn is not going to do the trivia question for me, since he is, I'm just going to call him full on lazy at this point. I told him he needed to come up with a trivia question, and he said, no, I'm not going to do it.
I got one.
Okay, okay. What's the trivia question as we go to a break?
What number did Sean Black wear his senior year in football?
I had the same trivia question. All right, those of you out there here at Route 33 Steakhouse, got a trivia question giveaway. We got a koozie to give away for WVRC. I shared a number with 2 former Roane County greats. One played for Spencer High School, one played for Roane County High School. What number did Sean Black wear as a senior for Roane County High School football team? What number did Sean Black wear as a senior? First person, anybody gets a koozie. What number did Sean Black wear as a senior for Roane County High School football? Number 15 is correct. You can use okay, so Brogan Burnett, you only get to use this for Yoo-hoos, all right? Do you want the silver or the maroon one? You get the maroon one. There you go, buddy. So, yeah, I don't know if I should be giving Brogan a koozie right now. He can learn certain things in certain times of his life.
Here, I got a couple messages for Coach Gray and Jason Ash, both chimed in with the winning number. Hey, guess what? I'll keep a couple koozies at the shop, and then when you guys come in,
hey,
we'll give you one of those.
This is a trivia question if you're here.
Oh, okay.
You got to be here. I'm not going to give away free stuff to everybody.
Well, guess what?
Yeah, you got to show up.
Be here next week.
Be here next week. You could win a koozie. We're going to do another giveaway as well, folks, here in a minute. Coach Burdett, I think he's done eating, so we're going to go take a break. And when we come back, we'll have Coach Paul Burdett live, ready to go. As soon as I find the break.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of all Roane County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
Hello, Raider fans. This is Andrew Miller, voice of your Roane County Raiders, inviting you to join us for another exciting week of Raider football on WVRC 104.7 FM. Last week, the Raiders made quick work of Lewis County en route to a 49-0 victory, improving the Raiders to 3-0 on the season. This week, the Raiders finally head home to County Stadium. This week, the Raiders finally head back home to the friendly confines of County Stadium as they welcome Braxton County. Raider football is brought to you by these community-minded sponsors: Roane General Hospital, McIntosh Hardware, Furniture, and Appliance, Jack Garrett Ford, Ashley Insurance, S2F Construction, Joel Baker Law, PLLC, Paramount Surveying, Route 33 Steakhouse, Miller's Suds and Sales, Roane Self Storage, Crazy Little Mamas, APS, Air Production and Services Inc., Circle S Farms, Roane Jackson Technical Center, Old Fences Realty, Backwood Ramblings, Stats Pharmacy, Erica Moore for House of Delegates, Honest Fred's Flooring, D&D Motors, Hildreth Supply, Family Healthcare, Groves Auto, Ward Depew Realty, Penna's Barbershop, Norman L. Daniels State Farm Agent, Ardman Supply, Juliana Penfold for House of Delegates, ECI Environmental Compliance Inc., Carpenter's General Store, Mini Hamilton Health Systems, Toca Valley Bank, Spencer McDonald's, Rich Top Rentals, Spencer Cash Saver, Brandon Dental, DW Excavating LLC, Spencer Pizza Hut, Kirby Insurance, Calhoun Banks, and the Player of the Game Award, sponsored by Willard C. Starcher Auto Parts. Join us this Friday night. Pregame coverage begins at 7 o'clock, and kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. right here on your sports leader, WVRC 104.7 FM.
How many things are falling apart here? Just when they think we've got it together, we don't. We don't have anything under control whatsoever. We got no food. We got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off. Our equipment is falling apart. John, I'm telling you, man, we're just going to struggle through this episode.
All's good now. Coach Burdett's on the air.
Coach Burdett is on the air. We checking on the concussion symptoms of Sean Black, making
CTE.
sure the CTE is not hitting him late in life. Coach Paul Burdett says his concussion symptoms continue. That answers a lot of questions I have about Coach Burdett, though, honestly. I wouldn't put him on yet. Sorry.
Hello. If you don't want me to be here, I'll go home. I got my food. Yeah, concussion stuff. We didn't have concussions back then. You guys know that,
Right. You got your bell rung.
Got your bell rung. You got dinged.
You had
You went back in and played.
you had Coach John Ford that just look at you and say, "What do you want me to do about it?"
I think you're all right.
He'd say, "Okay, I'm going back in."
Well, I guess I'm going back in. Yeah, just a quick reminder, folks. If you want to win any of the trivia questions, you got to be in the building. You got to be here at Route 33 Steakhouse. Why would you not come down? It's a good time. You can ask questions if you have any. Coach Burdett has avoided those like the plague for the first 4 weeks. Who knows? Maybe we'll get somebody out in the crowd asking him a question about why he only scored 41
Oh boy.
in the first half last week. Because if you get to 42, the new rule is 42 after 3 means a running clock in the third quarter. And John Penna may have a beef with you, Coach. He was, if you would have seen him up in the booth.
Listen, I just didn't know that we were going to kick anything. And then I see Lane go out there, and I'm like, wait a minute, what?
You just never know.
He did make the first one.
He did.
Well, yeah. He did.
How close was it?
The first one?
Yeah.
It's
Had at least 3
a
feet.
monumental amount of room.
Well, that was one of the many things that went well, obviously, Friday night for you guys, Coach Burdett. So you come in there after a battle, a dogfight against Clay County on the road. This is your third straight on the road. And I mentioned, and I asked you in the pregame, you know, people often talk about it, pundits, and there is maybe something to that once you play such an intense game against your rival is the possibility of what they call a hangover game, meaning not quite as focused as you would be normally, or just you've expended so much that you're not quite as focused and prepared on the new team, whatever that may be. I don't know what the stipulations are behind a hangover game, but you mentioned to me that your guys came right back to it, and actually throughout the week maybe got a little more focused as the week went on. I know that Thursday was a good day for you guys, and when I talked to you and I talked to a couple of other coaches on the field, they shared with me that they said, "Oh no, our guys are ready tonight. They have got a little different mentality coming into this one. Don't want this to become anything other than just let's take care of business." And started out very well with a nice 3-minute drive, as you guys tend to do when you get the ball first. And then after that, it just exploded. You had 28 on the board before the first quarter was over.
Yeah, everything kind of went our way there Friday night. Lewis County replaced a lot of guys from last year's football team. I think they had like 14 seniors. And I think they probably have like 5 or 6 this year. But
We had like 5, I think,
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
But, you know, they had some new guys and some new faces in there. And it wasn't for lack of effort. I thought they played very hard. I just think we were a little better than they were on Friday night. And our guys, I felt like, took care of business. Our offensive line, again, just continued to do a great job, and Lane and Shay and Clay running behind them. And Jake got in on the action some Friday night. He decided he wanted to get himself a rushing touchdown. He got one in there, and then of course our defense. I thought our defense played stellar Friday night. We've kind of talked about that with Lewis County. You know, we've kind of had their number. I think in 4 years they scored 6 points on us.
Yeah.
So
On the varsity, yeah.
on the varsity.
Yep.
Yeah, well, there's some tendencies that you as a coaching staff have become keen to, which is good to know, and you guys have been able to put a good plan together, and your kids have followed that plan, obviously very, very well. Some things that really stood out to me, obviously that first pick by Brody Proctor, making a good play on a ball, and then, of course, the pick 6 for Leo Rogers. It was very interesting because he was wearing a different jersey number that night, and John Penna said, well, he might be getting in on some little tight end action, and he didn't wait for a pass to come to him on the offensive side. He said, I'm going to take it to the house.
Leo played that very well. You know, he was just he was at his defensive end position, and he was given a pass rush, and he saw the running back flare and put his eyes on the quarterback and saw the pass and done what athletes do. He just jumped in front of it and took off. And Leo plays, you know, he at heart, Leo's a big guy, but Leo's got some athletic ability for sure.
At Walton, he was a skill guy, you know, in that offense that they had. So, yeah, it's you can see where Leo's able to do those kind of things. Talk about the offensive line, though.
Oh, wow.
You talked about, like, you know, you got some new guys in there because you had some injuries last week.
Yeah.
So.
You know, Colton Elliott was a little dinged up last week, and we didn't want to take any chances, and so we just allowed the injury to rest, and we put thank you.
There's the real MVP right there.
It's an
Jorge, by
MVP
the
for
way.
sure.
The real MVP.
So we moved Hogan to center and Quentin Cooper into left guard, or right guard rather, and you know, it's the first time we'd moved it around in that matter probably very much. We had moved around some in preseason and just making sure the guys were comfortable in other places. Quentin's played every position, right guard, left guard, right tackle, left tackle, and he's a very valuable asset to our football team. He has really grown in the off season, not only physically but mentally with the game of football, and he knows all 4 of those positions very, very well, and so it really wasn't a big deal to slide Hogan over and put Quentin in, and I just felt like those guys, you know, they've meshed really quick, and Hogan and Jake did a good job with exchanges. As you know, we had 0 exchange problems Friday night, which, you know, not very many times you replace the center and
You're right.
You don't have any exchange problems. So Yeah, just another great night with those guys. And you can't talk about the offensive line without talking about the tight ends because those guys block a lot too.
Yeah, a lot of times included on the line.
Colton Starcher and, last week it was Cooper Greathouse. So, and Cooper came in and spelled Coben against Clay County as well. So those guys have done a great job and have really worked hard and continue to get better each and every day. Sometimes of course, I'm directly involved with the offensive line now, so sometimes I get a little bit angry, but it's not very long, and they make you think, well, they really know what we're doing because they're so fluid in their calls at the line of scrimmage and their knowledge of what our plays are and where they need to go. They really do a great job.
I think it's very important for a team like us and a program like ours. We don't have 15, 20 every year that can play that. So you get 7 or 8 guys, and they must learn in the preseason and in all those flex day opportunities to play those different positions on the line. So if something happens, you can move them, you can rearrange them, and they just fit like puzzle pieces no matter what. They seem to find what their job is while they're on the field, whether it's in real time or if you've got a few days to work on it. They just seem to do a good job. And, of course, as we said last week, we didn't touch on them so much, and we knew after Roane County puts another 400-plus on the board, on the ground, the Big Hosses are getting some love this week. And, of course, they got the Player of the Game award. I couldn't find individual pictures of any of them, so the whole crew got it, even the JV guys, which is fine. Enjoy that, too. So, just a great opportunity for them to move to a different position, and they just compete. They just do a good job. And that's something that's a confidence booster every time I see them do that.
Yep. As a head coach and an offensive line coach, it sure makes you feel good to know that your big guys up front know and understand your schemes and are able to communicate amongst each other and get the job done. And not only that, guys, they're physical.
Yeah.
They're physical. They've brought back the liking of putting people on their backs, and they've done it in a big tune. I don't know if it was Lewis County or Clay County, but Hogan had like 12 pancakes in a game.
They're going to have to revisit the Tudor's Biscuit World Pancake Breakfast.
Yeah, they really do. They like getting after it, and that's the life of an offensive lineman. And I told them, I said, our job is to put people on their backs, and you got to learn to like that, and you got to strive to do it on each and every play. So, very very proud of them, proud of everybody. Our young guys came in, played their butts off, and held the goose egg on the board, and and they went a couple plays against the varsity.
A nice drive there late in the ballgame against the varsity. It took a good bit of time off the clock. One of the things I wanted to touch on real quick, talk about big heads-up plays that we had. Obviously Brody Proctor with the pick and the pick six for Leo Rogers. I thought the play in the second half when Jake was being pressured in the backfield, the ball was jarred out of his hands on the way toward. I thought it was – I immediately said that his hand was going forward. Then I went back and watched in slow-mo.
So did Lewis County's coaches.
Yeah, they were pretty adamant about that.
Actually, no, they didn't. They were yelling fumble, and then they immediately went to incomplete pass.
Yeah. Well, I went back and watched that play, and I'm not so sure that the ball came out as he was getting ready to come forward. And how about the heads-up play by Colton Starcher? He didn't just stand around and wait. He took off, grabbed it, and then almost scored on the play.
So, I watched the play when I got home, and I was very torn. I didn't know if Colton should, ask Jake for a thank you for picking up the fumble, or if possibly Colton should be apologizing for Jake for letting his guy hit him. We spoke about that, as a matter of fact.
Maybe Colton knew something we didn't.
Well, maybe there was something planned. I'm not sure.
So Saturday morning, I got a chance to see it from the opposite side of the field because John and Colton were in the shop. And, of course, John's going to say, yeah, guess whose guy that was that made that hit him there, But
I guess when you mess up, you got to make up for it immediately. And he did. He did.
You barely had time to yell.
I didn't know what was going. I saw the ball come out, and next thing I know, Starch was running down the field with a full head of steam.
No whistles.
And Lewis wasn't very happy. I was.
Right.
Our sideline was, but the coaches from Lewis County didn't like it very much because they were wanting it to be a fumble until our guy picked it up.
They wanted it to be a fumble till it was a fumble.
Right.
Yeah, that must have just filtered into their fan section because we got yelled at by a student after the game.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I tell you.
There was a
What if
student
she ever
there.
found her keys?
I hope she didn't. I'm sorry. I hope
She was
never
not
found
very
her
nice,
keys.
I'll just say
she
that.
was not nice.
She was not nice at all.
Wow.
She didn't see all the Roane County gear we were wearing.
She's like, "This is the press box, correct?" We're like, "Yeah, but we're not the ones.
We're not from here. I'm new. I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do with my hands."
So you take care of business, obviously, Coach, in the first matchup that you need to take care of business in, and you move on to the next week. And you got one home finally after 3 weeks on the road. It'll be good to be back home at County Stadium this Friday night, and we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. Braxton County coming to County Stadium on Friday night. We'll break away. DW Excavating, thank you so much, as always, for being our exclusive sponsor for the Raider Review. Wait. I almost went to break without giving away another opportunity here.
Okay.
All right. Let me take the headset back a little bit. All right, next question for another koozie. It's a Sean Black themed night here, folks. It's a Sean Black themed night. Don't worry why. Here's the next trivia question. After high school, Sean Black signed to play college somewhere in West Virginia. Where did he originally sign to play college football? Anybody, raise your hand if you think you got the answer. West Liberty University. Congratulations, Melissa. Maroon or silver? Silver. That's a better caller anyway. Taven, go take that to her.
I could have answered that.
West. Many people, I was assuming, would probably say Glenville State University, but that's not where he originally signed.
Sean's old. It wasn't a university at that point in time.
That's right. Sean's so old it was still Glenville State College back then. All right, now we'll take a break. We'll come back in just a bit. We'll talk about the Braxton game to come.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of all Roane County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
Hello, Raider fans. This is Andrew Miller, voice of your Roane County Raiders, inviting you to join us for another exciting week of Raider football on WVRC 104.7 FM. Last week, the Raiders made quick work of Lewis County en route to a 49-0 victory, improving the Raiders to 3-0 on the season. This week, the Raiders finally head home to County Stadium. This week, the Raiders finally head back home to the friendly confines of County Stadium as they welcome Braxton County. Raider football is brought to you by these community-minded sponsors: Roane General Hospital, Macintosh Hardware, Furniture, and Appliance, Jack Garrett Ford, Ashley Insurance, S2F Construction, Joel Baker Law, PLLC, Paramount Surveying, Route 33 Steakhouse, Miller's Suds and Sales, Roane Self Storage, Crazy Little Mamas, APS, Air Production and Services Inc., Circle S Farms, Roane Jackson Technical Center, Old Fences Realty, Backwood Ramblings, Stats Pharmacy, Erica Moore for House of Delegates, Honest Fred's Flooring, D&D Motors, Hilter Supply, Family Healthcare, Groves Auto, Ward Depew Realty, Penna's Barbershop, Norman L. Daniels State Farm Agent, Armin Supply, Juliana Penfold for House of Delegates, ECI Environmental Compliance Inc., Carpenter's General Store, Mini Hamilton Health Systems, Poca Valley Bank, Spencer McDonald's, Rich Top Rentals, Spencer Cash Saver, Brandon Dental, DW Excavating LLC, Spencer Pizza Hut, Kirby Insurance, Calhoun Banks, and the Player of the Game Award, sponsored by Willard C. Starcher Auto Parts. Join us this Friday night. Pregame coverage begins at 7 o'clock and kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. right here on your sports leader, WVRC 104.7 FM.
I do love this music, but it is really, really loud in my ears. John Penna, you have the same problem?
Yeah. Bursting my ears.
Just because my eyes are bad does not mean that my ears are also
Listen,
bad.
we don't need that happening as well. Okay?
Yeah.
One thing's bad. Let's not go for two.
I need to at least have one of my 5 senses stay intact. I think the smeller's still good.
Yep.
Obviously,
smell blind.
the tactile, I can still, feel things without any problems.
I don't know. You had
What?
an awful case of the gout last year.
Well, I could feel it. I could feel that. I
won't
wasn't
forget,
blind to that.
I was trying to get you a ride up the hill up at Oak Glen.
Well, I had too much pride at that point.
You would not take the ride.
Well, it's because of how you asked for the ride. You're like, hey, young ladies, this old man has got gout and he can't move. So help him up the hill. I was like, okay, at this point, I'm going to just crutch my way over there.
No.
That was awful.
Man.
That was awful. We went to a Wheeling Nailers game that weekend. Sorry, we're off topic here.
Oh, it's good.
We went to a Wheeling Nailers game the next night. We were up there close to Wheeling. I got hit by a hockey puck.
On the gout leg.
Oh.
I got hit in the hip, and it was not on the gout leg. But I got hit in the hip, and I had a bruise for like 3 weeks from a hockey puck that flew out. I was like, is somebody trying to tell me something here? Do I need to change my ways?
Good
Anyways, well, one thing that didn't need to change was the way Rome County played Friday night. So I'll segue that into this Friday night. Well, it used to be lonely in the LKC AA division, Coach Purdette, but there's been a few more come up here, and that's good. A couple of them moved back down to single A, but it's now no longer just you, Clay County, and Braxton County. You did take care of Clay County, and so now you've got Braxton County on the horizon. It's a program, obviously, that has had some struggles in the past few years. Now, we do know that they've got a pretty good group coming up here in the next few years, but when you look at this Braxton County team, they've got a couple of very good athletes on this team, but they haven't been able to figure out a way to put it together. That means nothing to the way you guys are going to try to prepare for this Braxton County team because, as you always say, it's not about the other team, it's how we prepare. But if you look at them on film, what is it that you see that does anything concern you specifically, or is it something that you look at and you're like, okay, I think we can exploit this and this. Our defense is playing well, so we can do this. Our offensive line has played well, so we think we can run on them. What is the general consensus from the coaching staff this week?
See how Drew's trying to give away plans.
Okay, the best way I can without
trying.
You can stay with coach speak. That's fine.
I think one of the difficult things might be it's a new coaching staff over there.
That's the truth.
It's a new coaching staff, and so I know nothing about them, and they probably know nothing about me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know any of the guys. As far as I know, I've never met them. They've got athletes on the team. I don't know. They've rolled a lot of guys in at quarterback, and they run a ton of different formations. They're anywhere from double tight to 4 wide to tackle over to 2 backfield to under center to power I to just a plethora of formations. So
and different guys in those spots.
Different guys in spots all the time. So
try to give you a lot defensively at least then to look at.
Yeah. So we gotta definitely be prepared for what they're giving us on offense, and as it is any week, you just don't know what type of defense you're going to face with our style of offense. You can just about bet that the defenses that you see on film are not what you're going to see in a game against us on Friday nights, because most teams play against spread opponents, and because that's kind of what today's game is, turned into, as you guys know. But so we offensively, we prepare for everything. In fact, the first week of the season, actually back into August, I told Coach McGinnis, who runs our scout team defense, I said, every play you just give me a different front, you give me different blitzes, keep us guessing, and our guys do a really good job of, like I said earlier, communicating at the line and figuring out what the calls are and where we need to go. And we've had a couple leakers in the backfield throughout the season, but not very many for the types of fronts that we see. I mean, we've seen everywhere from a 5-man front to a 7, 8-man front. So, guys, I'll never go into a game not preparing for the other team. It doesn't matter to me what Braxton's record is. I just read in the paper where they had only scored 6 points this season. When I watch film, that's not what we watch. That's not what we pay attention to. We prepare for everybody just as if they're the best team on our schedule. But I will tell you this: we have spent a lot of this week focusing on us, focusing on things that we've got to do better, things that we've got to have in our hip pocket down the road. And we've done it on both sides of the ball. Tomorrow we're going to implement a little bit of stuff that we're going to use in special teams. Ran out of time today. There's a soccer game out on the field, so we had to cut loose and get out of there. But there's definitely things that we've got to be better at, things that we got to be ready for as we move forward. And who knows, maybe that's Friday night. But it is homecoming, and so that's you never know. I remember years ago now, we played Lincoln in a homecoming game, and we felt like we had the better football team coming in, and we played a hour and a half game of musical chairs during the homecoming pep rally, and I had football guys involved in that hour and a half of musical chairs. I'm not lying. This is the gospel. And when we had our post-school meeting before the game, this one guy in particular, and if he's probably not listening, but if he would be, he would know who I'm talking about. I walked over 2 or 3 times and woke him up, and I said, that game of musical chairs must have been really tough. And it was, because he was soaking wet. And we went out in the first half, and we came in at halftime. We were winning 8-6. And felt like we were in pretty good position, and we just completely ran out of steam in the second half. And I put it all on the hour and a half of musical chairs because we were in it. We were in it to win it, baby. The musical chairs, that is.
Yeah.
And we were in the game to win it until we ran out of steam. So, homecoming games, Black Walnut Festival games, all those games are tricky. You can never take for granted that maybe you are the better team. You've got to go out, you got to prepare, and you got to be mentally ready no matter what the situation is.
And you do your best, try to not lose focus.
Yeah.
Now, one thing again that we will talk about is I know that you guys continue to want to try to establish and get some reps and consistency in your offensive passing game, because you know that's something that's going to be necessary down the road. I thought that there was going to be some opportunities in the passing game against Lewis County, and then Gillespie showed up. And each time you guys sent Jake back for a pass, he was getting harassed by Gillespie, and that's a young man that you spoke to, obviously, after the game, said, you're an absolute stud, dude, and he was, and he caused problems each time you guys even wanted to try to get into the passing game. Obviously, it didn't affect you guys because the running game was so good that night, but there was just not really good opportunities for that to happen. Do you see that possibly happening here this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's Jake could tell you himself. I mean, we prepare and work on the pass probably about a half hour each day we devote to the pass game. And we had a couple plays called Friday night, and the one Jake got hit from behind. The others, Jake didn't like what he seen. He pulled it down, took off, and
made some
did a
yardage.
great job with his feet. So you can't complain about that. And I told him Friday, somewhere after he scored a touchdown, I said, I just keep thinking that you just don't want to throw the ball. Just run it and be done with it.
Well, he made the guy look really foolish.
He
did. He had a great scramble.
Is that the one I said left the guy's jockstrap?
Yeah.
I felt bad about that, by the way.
I mean, back in the day, that's what you said.
That's what we said.
We're not that old, though.
Yeah.
Not nowhere near as old as Sean Black is.
Yeah, we're not nearly as old as that guy. He can't hear us right now.
But yes, we have focused on it. We focused on it each week, and Jake has thrown the ball extremely well this week of practice. So we're, when it's time, when it's ready,
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen, and we're going to see what exactly we are capable of. And I know what we're capable of because I watch him throw the ball at practice, and not only does he throw the ball well, but our guys catch the ball well. So
I was really excited about that when I was waiting for Coach Burdett, who decided Friday night that he was going to talk to the officiating crew, the PR guy, a high school kid, before he came over to talk with me finally.
you got your priorities in it.
I get it, yeah. Well, I was watching Jake throw the deep ball, and boy, was he lighting it up right on point to these guys, and that's what made me so excited. I was like, man, and it didn't come to fruition in the game, and that's fine. But yeah, it's not for lack of effort and practice. You guys are when it's ready. I feel like it's going to be unleashed, and it's going to be really fun to watch when that takes place. So. I thought John was going to back me up there.
Oh yeah.
Same thing he did. So it's
the
the same thing he did on Friday night. By the way, we're up like 49-0. And I send it over to him, and he doesn't speak, and so Joe goes to commercial during the game.
He was on the opposite side of this barrier wall. Usually we make eye contact. You're right. I'm in a food coma right now. But, yeah, so
yeah,
that's how it happened.
Yeah, it does happen that way. So, anyway, so it's we're looking forward to it Friday night. It is homecoming, so make sure you come out in force and support this Roane County football team who's looking to go 1-0 once again. Coach, we finally, as a meteorologist right now, you've got to be feeling at least a little bit better about today because you finally got a pretty decent steady rain now. That's going to be something that you would have needed a couple of months ago, but still you'll take it when you can get it. You'd like to have about a week's worth of that.
Like that about 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
3 weeks worth of it. And again, at home County Stadium, you got a turf field. If there is some rain, it won't affect the field surface so much. So, what do you have for us for the weather forecast when it comes up to Friday night?
Well, if you can believe it, and sometimes I have a hard time, but they say rain Friday, showers in the morning, become a steady rain in the afternoon. So. I kind of got a chuckle this morning. I got a couple guys in class, Brody Proctor and Carson Casto, and I made a comment. I said, man, it's supposed to rain the rest of the week. And I said, our field's going to be an absolute mess on Friday night. And they just kind of stared at me like, what are you talking about?
So they're too young to remember that.
They are. I, however, am not. And I don't miss painting, and I don't miss mowing, and it's it really is. I think it's an advantage.
Yeah.
I really think it's an advantage. Obviously, on a Friday night like we may see Friday.
Yeah.
You know, yes, the ball still gets wet. Yes, the field itself is still a little bit wet, but you don't have the mud, you don't have the grime,
and you don't have to worry about trying to make sure that it holds up the next week.
Yeah, come back and repair. So yeah, I think it may have a little bit of rain Friday, but either way, it'll be fine.
All right.
I'm happy about rain.
Well, before I let John Penna give us the final word, let's do one final giveaway with the people who are still left in the building. One more giveaway. Here we go. Okay, so we got one more question. Everybody in here knows that I was probably the greatest kicker of all time in high school, right? Thank you, Matt White. Matt White is fully aware that I was probably the greatest high school kicker ever.
Matt gets a bonus, by the way.
Now, as a senior in high school, I kicked a 36-yard field goal at Ripley. That's not the important thing other than it was awesome from the left hash. Who was my holder for that field goal kick? Who was the holder for that field goal kick? Matt White wins it. Sean Black was the holder for that fantastically awesome left hash mark kick. Well, Matt, you've already got one of these. You want to donate to somebody else in here? Silver or maroon?
He's already
won one. Ask Sean what color he wants. He's yet to win one, so he's been the butt of our awesome jokes here tonight, so thank you so much for being here. Brogan, go take that to him.
Somebody.
All right, so John Penna, now that we've given away all the fun stuff, final words from you here coming up this weekend.
Man, it's going to be an awesome opportunity to come out and watch the Raiders play at home, finally back at home.
Wow,
and
yes.
it is homecoming. So what? A little bit of rain. Guess what? We haven't had it for months.
Yes.
Just
We'll
come
take a
out,
little rain.
sit in the rain, under a canopy, whatever it is. Just come out and support the guys this week.
Absolutely.
And Raider cards will be for sale at the game on Friday.
Here we go, Raider
And
cards.
guess what's on the Raider card?
Route 33 Steakhouse. Yes.
Is it route or route?
I don't listen. It's either way.
I mean, Routes R-O-T.
Yeah, that's what I'm a route 33.
Route 33
it's
Steakhouse.
route. It's route.
I'm sorry, I've been calling it Route 33. I'm just old fashioned, I guess. Anyways,
It's wash or wash.
Yeah, wash.
Well, folks,
Wash or wash.
Taters.
we could go on for this right now. Marissa's back in the station, like, oh my gosh, are they ever going to get off the air? We do appreciate everyone for joining us again. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, of course, in all fathoms. We'll be back here next Wednesday, folks. We invite you to please come down here to Route 33 Steakhouse. Is that
Yes,
better?
that's it.
And get yourself some good food and have some fun with us here, because we'll be here every Wednesday night of the season for the Raider Review. Thanks to Coach Burdett. Thanks to John Penna. Thanks to everybody for coming out here, and thanks to Jorge, of course, and his staff here at Route 33 Steakhouse. Friday night football, folks, 7 o'clock is the pregame kickoff at County Stadium at 7:30 p.m.